Well, being a public servant, I guess there's a lot of I've been in the HOA, and that's free, of course, to be
Right.
on the board. Not that it takes your time up, and I can only imagine being on a city how much more time it would take. Yeah, you got to get paid.
So we're jumping right into it, but the topic is...
Hey, it's Dudes Like
What?
Us. I'm Sean.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Jeff.
And we're jumping right into what we think the city council people...
Well, do we want to get to our I think our new
we
favorite
do,
bourbon?
We do.
Yeah, Brothers Bond.
Paul's new favorite.
Straight bourbon whiskey.
It's actually
80 proof.
It's actually not. All right, so
This is the vampire bourbon.
I'll give you the background story here in a little bit. But all right, this is Brothers Bond, which is a straight bourbon whiskey, hand selected. And yes. Oh, you would give me. Oh, okay.
Did you
Brothers
fart?
Bond. And apparently these are the guys, the actors who the Vampire Diaries.
That's what you said, yeah.
Yeah, all right. So I don't know who those people are, but I think the younger generation would be like, "Oh my God, yeah, that's like Tom and Frank."
It's like, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
those
probably like Blaine and like Ethan.
Nina Dobrev,
Oh, yeah.
Ian Somerhalder, Paul, Candace
Ian.
King.
I said Ethan, but I was
Oh,
close.
you were so close.
Oh, you're
Anyway,
wrong.
so this is-
he's wrong.
Well, yeah, because he
I
has
was close though.
no
No,
idea what he's talking
close.
about.
Counts.
But that fuck with his percentage. When do you keep track of this?
Okay, so this is aged 4 years.
I don't believe it.
It's 65% corn, 22% rye, undisclosed amounts of wheat and barley. It's the barrels themselves on the staves. It's a number 4 char, and on the heads, it's a number 2 char.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because I don't think of all the bourbons we've ever read the description of, we've never known the char level of the barrels. I do find that commendable that they disclose that
Well,
information.
when I tasted it downstairs, it was I didn't like it. I still don't.
No.
But I mean,
No.
I'm not a fan.
It tastes better right now. I kind of like. It's a lot of spice, but it ends kind of bitter. It's
Yeah.
a strong spice open, but it's very bitter, almost like something's rotting kind of taste.
Wow.
Rotting.
Yeah,
Wow, that's a little harsh.
yeah. Well, that's kind of the end of it. That's the palate afterwards.
Well, to tell you how much I enjoyed it, I had to add water to it.
Yeah. I would not put this
So-
on the recommend list.
I added a Capri Sun.
This is a mixer list. I added the Coke.
Yeah, well, and you know what? So I did. Well, I'll give you the background of why I bought it. But after I bought it, I went and I got stuck with it. I did research it, and there was some guy that gave it a 3.5 stars. So I was like, okay, well then obviously it's not that bad. It's okay. I mean, it's not bad.
Maybe
It's
he was referring to
definitely
the
not
Brothers
good.
Bond series.
Maybe it's definitely not good, but it's not bad. It's just kind of very middle of the
This is
road
kinda
to
meh.
low end of the road.
Just meh.
Yeah, it's totally meh.
The color of it's very, like I said downstairs, it's like a heavy night of drinking and you didn't have enough to drink. Your urine is that dark.
Yeah, I'm not sure my urine's ever been this dark, but it is definitely for a bourbon not very light.
Yeah.
I mean, not very dark at all.
Yeah.
All right, so here's how I got stuck with it. I was in Montrose, and the gang of hunters.
me, I'm in Montrose.
Yeah, well, I'm an elk hunter. I'm an elk hunter, guys. I don't know if you
Oh.
knew that.
No, you're
But
not.
so they
You're a naturist. You just sit there with a gun.
Yeah.
whatever. I have a loaded weapon, and if there is a brown thing that walks in front of me that's not human, I will shoot it.
Great.
Wow,
Like a bear.
like a bear.
How racist was that?
Well,
Wow.
I didn't mean to make it sound racist
Jesus
because I knew you guys were going to
Christ.
go there.
What
I
do
was going to say if anything brown shows up, you're going to be like, "Oh my God, you would shoot it."
Wow. Chill out there.
I don't believe we went there.
Asshole
You
Hoff.
did.
You were going to.
No, we wouldn't do that.
Anyway, so the guy said, "Hey, pick up a bottle of TX whiskey," and I'm like, "Okay,
that
I'm
the
in
brown thing?
Montrose. I'm in Montrose, Colorado. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to find it or not. Right? So we stopped at two different.
So you're in Colorado looking for TX whiskey.
Correct. And
Is that something that you would typically find in Colorado?
I wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't think so. So we stopped at 2 alcohol stores, and no, neither one of them had it. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to go to a third one.
You know,
So-
there's a Google.
So I'm just gonna. What's that mean?
I mean, you can Google TX whiskey availability in Colorado.
We don't use Google anymore.
Oh, really? And it's
Wow.
going to tell me the exact liquor store
Well,
in Montrose
you
that
say
has it?
shopping. Where's the nearest location?
Okay, well,
Well, you
apparently-
could have gotten the Colonel E.H. Taylor like you said you were going to.
Yeah, you son
anyway,
of a dog
it was
whistle.
not my
I
fault.
know.
So I
You said you
couldn't
were
get
gonna get
TX
3 of
whiskey. So get this. I couldn't get TX whiskey.
For
So
40
I
bucks.
grabbed this. I grabbed
Wow.
Brothers Bond, right? And I was underwhelmed with it, but I was like, you know what? It's 80 proof. They probably want something like it. I looked up the review and it said 3.5. It
So
wasn't
that's
bad.
his exit strategy.
Out of what,
He's like,
10?
hey guys, look, I looked up the review. I looked up the review.
For them, not for. I didn't want this bottle.
Then why'd
Anyway,
you get
so
stuck
they
with
didn't
it?
want it
So
either.
then guess what? They go, oh, well, we want TX whiskey. And I was like, well, we stopped at 2 of them and they don't have it. So then they stop at a 3rd one and they have it. And I'm like, okay, thanks, guys. So I just bought this bottle for you and you don't want it. So now I'm going to have to take it back to podcast
And get shit for it.
and get shit for it.
Yeah.
And so here we are drinking Brothers Bond, which is really not good.
No.
And and I had to pay for it. So
It's like one of those things that you get, hey, thanks for coming to the movie. Here's a bottle of booze.
yeah, I guess so.
Well,
And to make it worse is the point you were making. She brings out a bottle from the back that's in a box, and I was like, "What is this? E.H. Taylor."
E.H. Taylor, yeah.
And apparently that's a unicorn.
Yep.
And so I was like, "Oh," and I was texting you guys, "E.H. Taylor, tell me about E.H. Taylor because it's
Buy,
for
buy,
42
buy.
We were
bucks."
like, get 3 of them.
Well, and I was like, "Well, shit, I already brought this Brothers Bond. Whatever. Let's just go." And I didn't buy it.
How much was it?
$42. No, $49.
For the E.H.
Dude.
Taylor?
Yeah,
Dude,
I know. It was
I'm almost going to make you drive back up there and get it.
It's a tragedy. And I ended up with this Brothers Bond instead of E.H. Taylor.
I could make a phone call. Do you know anybody up there?
In
No.
Montrose.
I don't.
Is E.H. Taylor difficult to find, period?
I
Or
don't
It is
find
around here.
Texas.
Yes, it's very hard to find.
Okay. Apparently it is, yes.
All right, well.
So, yes, it's a tragedy. I haven't called her after I left. I was like,
You should have returned that and got the damn
well,
E.H. Taylor.
I was going to do that. And
Yeah.
then the day got crazy. We were shopping and got this and that and stopping a million places. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to make them go
Excuses.
back.
Yeah. Just own it.
So we weren't on your
I
mind.
bought a shitty bourbon.
Yeah.
I owned it.
Well, seems to be a
Yeah.
trend.
Colonel E.H. Taylor right there.
That's it. And it was in not a box. It was in like a cylinder.
Like a
looking
tube.
thing. A tube. Yeah.
Look at that. Look how beautiful that is.
Cylindrical.
Look how long. Look how
yeah.
elongated that cork is.
Cylindrical. Nice.
Yeah, you like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tubular. Totally.
All right.
What is going on?
I don't know. Anyway, that's our
Seriously,
bourbon.
well,
That's
look
our
at
bourbon
the
we're
cork
drinking.
on that.
But
the
you know
Taylor
what? Here's
bottle.
the reality. We're
That's
starting to
3
become.
inches long.
We're so snobbish.
No, we are.
Yeah.
We're so snobbish. I mean, look at this. I mean,
No,
we're
it's
we're
not.
drinking.
This is like the fucking
We're drinking- it's not-
We've had good
This is like
bourbons
natural
now.
light.
I know. So now everything tastes like shit if
This
it's
is
not.
like Bush.
Bush beer.
Or what is the
Head
one with
for
the
the
horse?
mountains
What's
of
the horse?
Bush
The Montucky.
beer.
Montuck.
The
Montucky.
Montucky.
That's not.
It's 8% alcohol.
But it is better than your flow beer.
It's false advertising.
it is false advertising.
It's actually
give
advertising.
They give 8% of their proceeds to charities, but right there on the box it says 8%.
Yep.
And it makes you go, whoa, this is the strongest beer I've ever had before in my life.
It's like 4.
And it's like really weak.
Yeah.
It says mixed with bourbon on the side.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a mixer.
Anyway, all right, so back to the topic we started with. We were talking about
Oh yeah.
Jeff was challenging us and saying, how much do you think elected city council officials make?
All right. Well, give me a city.
All right, let's go with the big city.
We'll go with the big city. Okay, the mayor of Dallas.
Mayor. The mayor, the head honcho
Mayor of Dallas.
I would say 60. I'd say $85,000.
I'm gonna go with 130,000.
Sean wins $80,000 a year.
Well, that's not very much.
Not for the headache he has to deal with.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. That's exactly what I mean. I
Right.
don't mean that that's not a lot of money. I'm saying that's not a lot for probably what he deals with.
Right. Council members. You
Okay,
think-
well then I got to go everything lower than 80, right? So I'm gonna go with 55.
Well, but where? In Texas?
Dallas.
Dallas?
55.
Jeez. Council members? I'd say 62.
60.
So you overbid, I win. I said 55.
Yeah. So that's the highest.
No, that's
So-
that's the rule.
That's not pricing right. We're not playing
we're
prices
doing
right.
prices right.
Bob Barker's not here.
$1.
Now I am closer. You were off by 5.
Ding, ding,
I
ding,
was
ding,
closer
ding,
by
ding, ding.
2.
Everyone overbid. $1. Okay,
1001. All right. So
Bum, bum,
the
bum,
mayor of Fort
bum.
Worth, another big city.
Okay, well, you said
I heard it.
I'm gonna go less than Dallas. I'm gonna say 870.
All right, hold on. What was it? I missed it. I was playing.
Fort Worth, the mayor of Fort Worth.
Bum, bum, bum.
Actually, I would say Fort Worth might get more.
Oh. Ooh.
I'd say they get. I'd say they get 65.
That's not more.
It was 60.
Was it? The mayor of Dallas was.
Dallas-
mayor.
The mayor.
Oh, I apologize. I thought you were talking about city council. The mayor of Fort Worth, I'd say 95, 92,
I'm betting
92,000.
$1.
92,000.
$29,000 a year.
I win.
Wow, that's
That's it.
Whoa! What'd you say the mayor of Dallas was?
80.
the mayor of Fort
29
Worth.
versus 80.
Correct.
Why do you think that is? Do you think they have less people there?
It is. It's a smaller city, but still, to be the mayor of a city like that and only bring in, I mean, you can't have that as your regular job. It's a
It's a side job.
yeah, it's a side job. To be mayor
Good
of a
Lord.
big city like that,
Of Fort Worth.
Yeah.
I'm mayor of Fort Worth. I'm rich.
I'm below the poverty line.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's insane.
I got a blueberry.
Yeah.
All right, so give me San Francisco. Mayor of San
Oh, I don't have.
Francisco.
I just have the North Texas.
Look it up. Look it up. Mayor of San Francisco. How much they make? Salary, mayor, San Francisco. All right. Anyway, go to your
All right.
next
So the
one while he's
council
looking it up.
member for Fort Worth,
Oh well, then it's 15.
25,000,
Oh wow, just as much as the mayor almost.
just about. All right. So here we go. The Frisco mayor. How much you think the mayor of Frisco, the town we live
God,
in?
now I have no clue. I'm going to say 58,000.
For the mayor in Frisco?
Mayor of Frisco,
Yeah, 52,000.
$850 a month.
I can't afford my rent.
Get out of We've met them.
Well,
I
what?
met the mayor.
$850 a month
Is the mayor?
of our.
Okay, all right. These are clearly stepping stone positions.
I don't know.
I wouldn't expect.
These are people that
that.
are padding their resume for something bigger and better, like the $1 million payoff at the,
Well, $850 a
in the
month is
federal
what? Is
Congress.
that what? 10 grand?
It's 85. 17 plus 85 is 90. That's 10,000. It's $11,000.
Yeah. a year.
Don't look at the screen. Don't look at the screen. Damn it, man.
What? I know
I
you're
just,
talking
don't
to me.
look at it. Don't look at it.
I already looked.
What do you think the mayor of San Francisco
Every-
makes?
Probably 200,000.
186,000.
Yeah, the cost of living is more though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Consider 29,000 versus 186,000.
Yeah, but of that $86,288 a year, how much that goes to cleaning up human fecal matter?
I
Right.
swear they are raping Californians with
Oh, they are.
taxes.
So city council members for Frisco, to be on the city council,
$100
Wow.
a month.
$700 a month.
Almost.
Wow,
Almost the same.
that seems to me like a better position.
Do you know what that is,
money-wise.
though? That's a new Tacoma. I'm just saying.
Well, that's before taxes.
Well,
right?
I mean, it's actually. I mean, look, to have
So if
some
I was a city
influence-
council member, I could buy myself a Tacoma. I'm just saying.
If you were, but to have some influence in the city and some to pave the way for whatever we're going, because right now, there are some. Who knows? In my belief, I think I'm a conspiracy kind of theorist. I'm thinking, the people are
California's
trying-
coming.
California's coming, and they know how to weave themselves into the fabric of our society and fuck us.
Right. All right.
I don't disagree.
So I've got
No.
two. I've got two more. So the Garland, the mayor of Garland.
All right, so I'm going with
It's a bigger city.
Yeah, but it's a ritzy city.
Garland is.
I'd say 110,000.
What? The mayor?
Yeah.
More than Dallas?
That's my guess.
What's wrong with you? 47,000.
$575 a month.
Okay, we're grossly overbidding every single time.
Yes.
All right, so
Right.
I get the gist of it. $1
Wow.
from now on.
All right. So the
Wow.
city council, they make $288 a month.
A month.
plus $72 for each working session.
Well, no
well,
wonder.
hold on. That can add up.
I'm gonna have 10 working sessions a day.
No wonder these guys get bribed so much.
Right.
You know, someone slaps you $5,000. Hey, man, look, there's something coming up here. I need this area cleaned out for my new junkyard. Here's an extra $500.
Oh, they get paid under the table all the time. Well, we're talking about in New Jersey and New York, not here.
Right.
But Garland has 10-minute working sessions.
Right.
So they have 5 per hour
Does that include
with a break.
connectivity
With the
issues?
standard.
With
They
the
make
Zoom meeting?
$70 every session. Sorry, go ahead.
All right. So okay, McKinney,
All right, I think
mayor of McKinney.
I think we've exhausted this. I'm going to go with
This is the last one.
$11,000.
This is the last one.
I would say McKinney's got bigger pockets.
11,000.
$700 a month.
$50 per council meeting.
And there's how many?
No
a month?
salary?
$50 per council meeting and $100 phone stipend a month. How many council meetings are there? Is it one a month?
Two.
Two a month?
It could be 4.
Okay, so one a week.
It could
What
be
is
4.
the point?
I think
$50.
they're like Tuesday, Thursdays, and there's every other week.
You get better perks being the HOA president.
No, you don't.
Well, I suppose.
HOA is 0.
Right.
Yeah, I know that.
The only thing
but
I got
you get some
positive
perks,
from
though.
the HOA, being the HOA president for so long, let me think of a perk I got.
Well, yeah, you cooked 300 hot dogs. Only 100 were eaten.
Well,
You got to go home with 200 hot dogs. That's a perk.
I didn't. I didn't really do that. I mean, I may have come home with like 5, 10, whatever. But there were a lot more
His
people that
freezer
took
is
advantage of that
full.
meeting. No.
Hot dog.
We're expecting 1,100 people at this party, guys. We
No.
better start cooking.
No. There's some times I got stuck with like a fucking vat of Ghirardelli chocolate after the Christmas.
Okay.
Huge
Yeah.
pot. I mean, it tasted great for the first day, but after that, it was kind of like, oh, it's coming out of my pores. I don't want any more chocolate.
Oh, the suffering.
Or the pain.
Death by chocolate.
Well, it was made by
that's
Chef
funny.
Damon from the corporate of
The hot chocolate.
Marriott Hotels.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he did a lot, man. I tell you what, I was real proud of him stepping up and
So
donating
he's a
some
resident,
food for.
resident in the HOA?
Yeah, well, he's not on the board, but he's in our community, and he stepped up and complimentarily provided this.
Ah.
I thought it was great.
And then you got to take it all home. That's a perk.
Man,
It was very good hot chocolate.
Man, here's the deal. I set this shit up. But look, people could take turns kissing my ass. I'll tell you what. These are a bunch of ungrateful,
I hear ya.
unthankful pieces of shit. The people that are on HOA boards, you can have some really bad apples in there. You know, I mean, as far as running it like a Nazi program. You know, just very one-sided.
Right.
And fuck you, fuck off. And these are my rules, and that's all there is to it.
Sure.
Well, they are cutting the balls off of all. I mean, you get a frisky lawyer in your community that gets some sort of violation, and you know they can cut the balls off a board real quick just by because board members like me, they're real loose. We don't give a fuck. I mean,
Oh, boy. Loose, huh?
well, I mean, I'm not.
So you were
loose.
skimming off the top?
Oh no, not nothing like that.
Well,
we're just
well.
we're neighbors. We're dudes like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And
Driving a brand new truck.
I'm not driving a new
the
truck.
new grill and 800 hot dogs in the
I
freezer.
don't.
There we
I
go.
don't have any hot dogs in my freezer anymore.
Wieners.
We ate them all finally. Jesus.
800 of them? How do you even do that?
He's pickled.
Wow.
So you got to deal with a lot. It's kind of like Brody working at Whataburger. I mean, people are assholes.
They are assholes.
You know, and they got if you're on the board, people got to understand. Hey, look, man, I'm your fucking neighbor.
And I'm a
You know,
volunteer.
yeah, I don't give.
I'm just trying to make the
fuck
world a better
about
place.
what's
so-
going on. I really don't. I don't care if you don't cut your grass. I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
You know, here it's all about what's going to make my property value go up.
Correct.
If I have some asshole that's going to live in my community that's not going to manicure his yard, I got a problem with that.
Right.
You know, and if there's some mistakes that happen and something falls between the cracks, I get it. I'm human.
Yep.
I got a fence that was dilapidated forever, and I told the world to fuck off because I bought one of those first versions of fences that were composite.
Yeah.
And it turned out that
That went
the
bad.
style of composite fence that I got was like the worst one you could ever get, and it was wavy and
It was so bad.
and I'm like, man, I don't give a fuck. I spent so much money on that fence. The world can kiss my ass.
but it's not your fence now.
No, I took it down
Yeah,
now
you've
and
since
I
replaced
replaced it. But
Yeah.
still, my point is that people make attempts to take care of their shit, and the idea is don't affect my life.
Right.
So if your property is going to look like so bad,
Well, that's the whole point of the board of
It
the HOA
it
is to
maintains
make
the
sure
value
But some people take
and
it too far.
integrity
they do.
of the community.
Oh,
Some
they-
people do.
Yeah, well, they become like Democrats and they start to control your life.
Well, they start to, hey man, look, I think we need to start paying. We need those dues that you pay. I guess what? Yeah, I think we need to start buying. We need to buy some lawnmowers, and I think that the community should be purchasing.
Yeah.
People to cut the grass and do the weed eating.
And they raise the dues.
That,
You know how
let's
much
raise
that
the
would-
dues.
You
and
know how expensive that would be?
I think everybody.
and they know when you have a meeting to like talk about what's going on, nobody shows.
Yeah.
Nobody shows up.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you raise the dues with a really simple vote. I mean, but that's the situation. So I was on the HOA. I don't know. Did I tell you that? I was on the HOA at my very first house, right? That was like 6 blocks away from the current house, and we were really upset with how things are being run, right? And they were raising the dues, and we were like, we don't even know what you're spending the dues on. What are you raising them for? So we all got pissed off, and we all showed up.
until you finally learned
Right?
what's really going on.
No, yeah, we found
Or
out
was
what
there some
was
skill
really
going
going on. Oh yeah, we were so when we started to challenge them about what they were doing, they all like didn't run again, and so we were like, okay, well, I'll be the this, and you be the that, and I'll be the secretary. Okay, I mean, it was kind of like a simple deal, and they were like, okay, well, vote, blah blah blah. We all got voted in, and the first thing we did is we went through all the contracts we had, the landscaping contracts, the pool contracts, the everything, and they were the landscaping guy lived in the neighborhood and was getting paid 3 to 4 times what the average rate was. And we were like, we're going to put this out to bid. We're going to put everything out to bid. 3 bids, minimum 3 bids, right? That's what.
Did the guy bitch?
That's what you. Oh, he actually. Can I present to the board? What I do, right? So we were like, oh, okay, sure, whatever. And so he came together with his PowerPoint presentation. He was describing how they checked the sprinklers and they checked the this and they checked the that, and we were like, okay, well, we'll include that in all the bids, and you are welcome to bid. And so he bid, and he was double what anybody else bid, and so we went with this lower company. He was all butthurt,
Right.
and we're like, listen, we have to be responsible with the HOA resident dues, man.
Well, he had. How much was he making a month ish?
Oh, I don't know. It was a long
Like
time
$3
ago.
grand ish.
I don't know. I don't even remember the numbers, but
2000?
522.
I think he was making over $1 million a month.
God.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, he's taking
there
it back.
there are some communities out there that you've got that financial unrest where people are going out there just buying shit. I've got, oh my God, I'm the president of our HOA. I'm in a 400 lot community,
Right.
and nobody wants to join the board. I'm by myself.
Right.
I just fired the property manager. I've got $120,000 in the bank.
And you went and bought like
And I'm going to go to fucking
Oh.
Mexico.
nice.
And it happens.
I know.
And it happens.
I know it
And,
does.
It's just it
We
does
went
happen.
from needing to raise dues to handle our deficit to having a surplus within like several quarters.
Right.
Simply because we chopped we renegotiated all of our contracts, and we made smarter
Well, that's
decisions.
just smart business.
It is. It was ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah.
it was totally ridiculous.
Well, our community currently, we're doing pretty good actually, because I got like I said, part of the perk of being on the board with younger kids actually. are the pool parties, are the parties basically, because
Of course,
you buy food and
you're planning parties all the time for the neighborhood
and that's fun, and it's social events that we actually have fun with. So we have a good time doing it. We
Right.
we invested in a big
and of course
screen.
it's open for the entire neighborhood.
Yes.
That's what it pays for.
We invested in this huge blow up video screen where we bought a projector and a screen, and I donated the audio equipment because I've got a bunch of audio gear, and so it was perfect. I mean, hell, the projector was like 1,300, the screen was like 700. So for 2,000, 2,500 overall, we got entertainment like every month during the summer for almost 8 years.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It was. I mean, it was a blast. We had a good time. I'm done with that period of my life. The kids are older. No, they don't give a shit.
Right.
And frankly, I've become calloused from everybody. Because I used to go out there and set up Christmas lights.
No
at the
appreciation.
Pool. No one gives a fuck. I mean,
no,
I'm sure
no help.
the silent. Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
If you didn't get it done, they'd bitch.
Yes, and that's where I'm at right now. In fact, I had an HOA meeting tonight, and the president texted me, "Hey, you going to attend the meeting tonight?" And I was like, "No."
Why should you? You're
That
not
was
on the board.
Chuck. That was Chuck.
Yeah, you're not on the board.
I am on the board. I'm vice president.
Oh, what the hell? I thought you were done.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm done. I don't give a fuck.
Well, then, yeah, you need to have somebody else step up.
Well, they're not going to step up yet, so we got to wait till the next meeting,
Right.
and then I'm out completely. So when I say meeting, I'm talking about annual meeting.
Right.
So this might be another. This will probably be March of next year.
Okay.
But I mean, look, I'm available if anything shit hits the fan, and we need to make some.
Is he freaking out? Is he doing well?
Man, no. We've.
I know. It took some coaxing to get Chuck to.
Well, he doesn't like
over.
to do it. It's extra work on his plate.
A lot.
And I'm just like, yeah, I know. I did it for almost 10 years.
Well,
I'm done.
There's other people on the board. There's a treasurer and a secretary.
Yeah, and
we had a hardcore treasurer, man. That's what made everything turn around. They were like, no, I mean, it was like an accountant for a corporate
Right.
a corporate company, and they were hardcore. And I was like, that's what we need. That's what we need. We need somebody to hold the shit accountable.
Yeah, and there was, because there are some folks. There was a story out there where there was like a church lady that was taking in money, and she had someone had a debit card, and they were basically, they were pulling money out of the account, and they were buying $1,500 of this, $1,500 of that,
and they were planning on giving it back.
Yes, they were.
I know that's the way it works.
Well, and all of a sudden there's a $5,000 deficit, and they're like, we need to do a reckoning of the books, and there's an audit, and this is Jim. He's a Pisces, and he's also a CPA.
What does he climb up your ass?
That's how it happens. Usually people are like, I'm going to pay it back. I just was borrowing it temporarily, and they meant it, but they don't know how to manage their finances, and they got in over their head. And now suddenly it's like gambling. People who
they don't,
owe the bookie.
And you kind of like, did you really need that Mercedes? Did you really?
Well,
no, because usually the stuff they buy is frivolous, stupid, just dumb.
Yeah, it's stupid.
I need $300. Let's run up the street to the booby bar.
Right.
That'll get you a couple hours.
Do we have one right up the street?
The duck pond.
The duck pond.
Yeah.
There's boobies.
Well, I mean, there's fish. I don't think they're called boobies. What are they called? There's the birds.
Help me here.
I think Sean's going
really
off the rails.
Help me here. Yeah.
No, we go fishing up the street.
Those aren't
boobies. What does it have to do with the booby bar?
Well, I mean, there's a bar in the center where there's a bridge.
He's trying to recover.
When you're walking across, you get hot and your booby sweat. So
that's not what I had in mind.
And you had $300 for that.
Yeah, no, that's
all in singles.
That's not at all what I had in mind.
So no, the HOA, we didn't get paid shit, and I, if they had given incentive to be on the board, at least this, I would say at the very least, excuse the board members from having to pay the dues. If they're there and and they got to go to the meetings, they got to make executive decisions.
It was a lot of time.
That shape
it was a big time
the
commitment.
community. They
Yeah.
really do. Because, hey, look, man, what are we going to do with the pool? They have to make smart decisions. There needs to be some thought in there, and there needs to be sincere time. All the board members, in my opinion, shouldn't have to pay dues.
Oh yeah, I mean, whenever there was a problem in the neighborhood, especially with the pool, right? I was the guy that had to program the cards for the pool because teenagers. First off, there was no. It went from not being secured, right, because it was just the neighborhood pool, to needing a gate around the whole thing. To well, no, we had to have the gate because of
Safety, probably.
of code things. But we had a shared key. Everybody had a shared key,
In
right?
the community,
Yeah,
and then people were copying it.
and people were copying it,
Well,
and then
'cause that makes sense.
right, and then we had teenagers having sex in the bathrooms.
The
So
what?
we had to put up cameras, but they weren't real cameras; they were fake cameras.
Oh, you didn't
make
get any
'em
actual
think.
video footage?
Right. Well, because we didn't want to spend that extra money. We just wanted to. It's like putting up an owl. We put up an
Right.
owl, hoping that the teenagers would run away in fear,
But they're not stupid.
but they're not stupid apparently.
Well,
Anyway.
we put actual cameras up. We put the ring systems up. We put like 3
See,
of them
that's
at our
expensive. That's expensive, though.
pool. Well, but it was an investment, and we had
get
a
it.
rash of kids that were coming in.
Yeah, tearing shit
and
up.
Yeah, they were tearing the stuff up. But guess what? Man, we caught them all in ring, coming and going, and we posted that shit on Facebook.
Nice.
Busted.
Cops
you
got
know.
them.
Parents got them.
Mostly parents, because I put it on our community Facebook. I was like, hey guys, just want to post this video of some folks coming in. This is about 3:00 in the morning, and then when we checked it
Is
the next day,
that your kid?
yeah, well, we checked the next day, and it looks like they were smoking some marijuana in the and I would just like
Oh,
I was that guy.
busted.
I was and you know what? Oh man, I shouldn't say this.
Say it.
Well, it was just a neighbor's kid because I had called a neighbor, and I was like, "Hey, so I've got this video, and
Of your child.
I don't know if it's your kid, but I'm gonna send you a clip of this video."
And you decide.
And yeah, basically, and she was like, "Oh no, that's not my kid. There's no way that could be my kid. There's no way that I sent the video. That's totally my kid. I am going to fucking kill him."
Oh, after
So
looking at the video? Oh,
yeah, so
we
there-
know instantaneously what our kids look
Oh,
like,
yeah.
But
even
there
if you
are
can't see their
parents out there
face.
that they live in their head in the sand. There is no way my kid. He was up at 7 in the morning to go to football practice. He couldn't have been there at 3:00,
Right,
fucked up.
right.
Oh no! He was there.
It's amazing.
There's video of him,
Yep.
and there's video of me picking up the shit that he left there.
Oh,
Because it was there all night on the video. The
right.
stuff he had left there, and he left some stuff there. But it was just like, that's not my kid. There's no way that's my kid.
That's
That's
so
totally my
funny.
kid. I'm gonna fucking kill him.
Yeah,
it
no,
is-
that's typical, man.
But I think it's I think having I hate to bring up Ring because personally I think Ring those guys are fucking crooks.
They are.
I bought Ring and I was super excited about it. But let's be honest, man. If you don't buy their cloud package,
It's pointless.
It
yeah,
is.
it's just like
It's a doorbell. It's a $200
Yeah.
doorbell.
It's
Yeah,
a-
by the time it'll be like, oh, there's motion. And I'll be like, oh, I scrambled to go look at the live footage.
Uh-huh.
And it would take forever to load.
yeah,
And then by the time it loaded, I saw nothing.
yeah,
And they were gone.
Yeah.
Whoever it was.
It's frustrating, but
So I bought the $10 package a month.
yeah. Well, I'm about to because
I bought it.
I bought like some backyard lights with the camera 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a couple years.
I think I'm gonna install those this coming week.
I have a ring sitting in a box on my counter, just like you. Yes, I'm going to put it in the backyard.
Oh, great.
So dumb. So
All right.
dumb.
Well, that cuts that out, doesn't it, Sean? We
Well,
can't
I
sneak in
guess-
anymore.
Yeah, what?
Well,
yeah.
not so much.
So that
sneaking.
was you guys?
I'm thinking more of Paul. His shenanigans are actually being caught on film.
Okay, first off, I don't do any
At
shenanigans.
4
Oh
a.m.
God,
No, I don't do
Seriously?
any shenanigans.
that
What?
you remember of?
Oh, well, that's different. I don't do any shenanigans. All right. Anyway.
Yeah. So the HOA stuff. I don't want to beat this up. I'm gonna finish this right now. I guess it is a stepping stone. I guess there's a lot of people that find that energy in the HOA to make it better because it's all about the integrity and the value of your homes and bringing it up, and also for social reasons. If you've got a big enough community They have social events. It's a
Yeah.
whole community of networking.
You want
The
you,
potential is
that's the thing.
pretty endless.
You want to know your neighbors. It's a good
Yeah,
thing because
and-
if there's a rash of burglaries or if there's
yes,
something going on, I mean, you want to be connected to where.
and they use
And
like
I will
next
tell
door
you,
app.
in my current neighborhood, I don't know any of my
Yeah,
neighbors, and
it's-
we've been
it's-
there. We've been there We've been there 18 years,
Wow.
and I don't really know any of my neighbors. That's sad.
It is.
Yeah.
Super sad.
Yeah, it is because
It's not the way it was. I know when I grew up, we had block parties,
Yeah.
yeah.
right? Where you'd set up, they'd all set up the tables, and everyone would bring food out, and someone would bring out their boom box.
We did that one time, and there was tension because we set up cans on one side of the street and set up cans on the other side of the street, but you could always get to where you needed to go. We weren't blocking people, and this guy drives up and he's like, "What gives you the right to put cans out and block the street?" And I said, "Well, we registered this block party with the city, so we were allowed to do this." Well, I mean, you know what I mean? And then we
Right.
got this negativity from people, and then one guy moves the can and drives past, and like drives into the street where kids are walking around, and we had it blocked off for a reason.
Right.
I mean, there we go again. He's like, "Well, you can't block it. I'm trying to get to my house," and blah blah blah. And I was like, "What the hell, man? So much negativity out there."
There is.
Shoot them.
Yeah. I did. I killed like 7 or 8 of them.
Yeah, one of the things that unfortunately I think is starting to happen is, everything is racist these days.
I know.
They're completely diluting that word. Right,
Yes.
for one thing, if everything's racist, then nothing is, right?
Right.
Yeah, I remember when they. Oh my God! So Microsoft went through. They constantly go through a rash of updates on their software,
Mhm.
and like the Microsoft Outlook had changed the whitelist to allowed list.
I
you
know.
So and then Microsoft Word came out with exclusiveness changes or selective for your documents.
Wow.
What did we talk about? We talked about it last week. Like gender biasness and plurals and he she shit.
As part of your grammar check?
Yes,
Oh my god.
I think I sent that to you guys.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was Microsoft Word.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It was
Oh,
Microsoft
my.
Word.
Yeah, I remember the whitelist thing. I was in a meeting where we were talking about IP addresses that need to be whitelisted or whatever. And yeah, our business owner pipes up and goes, "It's a loud list." Like
Does he really?
she goes, "Yeah, it's a loud list or whatever." And the technical developer goes, "I'm sorry, what? A loud list." And he goes, "I'm not familiar with what that is." And he knew exactly where she was going
Right.
with it and got all attitudey about it. And he was like, "I have no idea what you're talking about. So yeah, whatever. What we're whitelisting is," and I was like, "Oh boy, that was awesome." But I was seriously hearing this. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Now
Right.
we're doing okay. So it's allowed and not allowed, meaning instead of blacklist and whitelist.
Right.
Oh, I think I sent it to you guys in an email. Yeah,
I
that's
don't
what
know.
it was,
Well,
yeah.
well, one of the things is just the word black when you hear like Black Friday.
Right.
Yeah.
There's been some pushback that that's racist.
Well, what's the origins of Black Friday?
Well, it's a big sale, right?
Well, I know, but
Well, I don't know.
why do they call it Black Friday?
Well, because a bunch of black people congregate outside of Walmart and they
boy.
race in for the
No, I
specials.
don't believe that's it.
I don't believe that's
Well, I didn't think
either.
that's what it was either. But for some reason, if it's racist, I was thinking that's what it's got to be.
Here you go. Black Friday shopping, a colloquial term for the Friday following Thanksgiving. Business
It's
shopping
supposed to
day of
be-
the year. Okay,
it's
get
supposed to
all
be
that. I get all
blackout
that.
prices.
Scroll down.
Origin of the term.
Yeah, let's go down. Okay, here we go. Earliest evidence originated in Philadelphia, dating back to '61, where it was used by police to describe the heavy pedestrian and vehicular traffic that would occur on the day after Thanksgiving. Okay. Okay. For centuries, the adjective black has been applied to days upon which calamities occurred. Black Friday, most significant event in American history, Panic of 1869, when financiers Jay Gold and James Frist took advantage of the connections with the Grant administration. I don't see anything.
I think
I see nothing
ultimately.
racist in there.
Well, scroll down a little bit
It
more.
was a
The
bad
day
day.
after Thanksgiving has been regarded as the beginning of the Christmas shopping season. So scroll
Right.
down a little bit more. The practice linked, the Santa Claus parades celebrating Thanksgiving. I mean, that's the start of it. So Thanksgiving, you got the Thanksgiving parades, the Macy Parade, and hell, it's Christmas time. But Black Friday, I mean, to me, it's just it says it's a shopping chaos, blackout prices, insane. It's like I don't think
Right.
it has anything to. It's not
It has
a
nothing to
thing.
do with
It
race.
has nothing to do with race.
But people are injecting it now. I
Well,
remember when John Wiley Price, this was about 4 or 5 years ago, another councilman says, I walked, and he was talking about a mess in an office, papers
Right.
everywhere. And he
Right.
came in and goes, when I submit a form to you, it goes into a black hole.
Right.
And John Wiley Price got offended and says that's an incredibly racist thing to say.
Oh, come on.
The term black hole.
That's insane.
Kiss my black hole.
So, I mean, when you.
Wow. I'd rather not.
It's brown.
It's quite clean.
That's not the point.
Oh, come on.
I use the wet wipes.
But what's the color of ink? Are you allowed to say I need a pen that's black ink?
Oh shit! Here we go.
Can you say that now?
Yeah, I need black ink.
Right? I need it to sign my documents. It has to be in black ink. Well, no, you can't say that anymore.
I mean, I know my boys. I know my boys were getting to the point where they would like not want to say that somebody they were talking about was black
Why?
because they were, antsy about it. Like it's racist to say that somebody's black or white.
It's a fact.
It's
such
almost like
bullshit. It's
racist
such
to
bullshit.
make a declaration of somebody. Well, who's that person? Oh, it's that Mexican guy over there. Well, you can't say that's that Mexican guy over there because it could be deemed racist. Well,
Right.
is it? No, it's not racist to say that. But people are fearful that some woke person's gonna be like, oh, some uneducated
I know. I hear you.
redneck that's just like, and look, and they're everybody. All
Yeah.
right. Chris Rock said it. I shared this little skit he did when he talks about, there are two types of black people. And I'm not going to say it for the show because I don't want to go through all the editing. But, he basically says there are two types of black people. And says even the black people hate this other type. It's just like,
Right.
come on. And the white people the same. There are multiple. There are different types of white people. There's different types of everyone. You got
Right.
There's different types of everyone.
you got assholes and you have non-assholes.
Right.
You got people that believe in righteousness and then you don't.
And there are racists in every single category.
Correct.
There's racist white people, racist black people, racist Asian people, racist whatever people.
But then it gets down to the point where, is it racist to make assessments of your experiences? So if for example, I were to say, all right, well, I'm a white guy, and you start posing these questions. All right, if I walk in a room full of 5 black guys, how do I feel? If I walk in a room with 5 Asian guys, how do I feel? If I walk in a room with 5 white guys, how do I feel? And then you just basically start interchanging all these things out. How does a Asian feel walking in a room with?
Right.
How does that work as far as probabilities and statistics? I think that we're all birds of a feather flock together, so to speak.
100%.
I don't think there's
People
anything
naturally-
racist about that.
They naturally gravitate towards people that are like themselves, whether it's color, whether it's ideology, right? Like in terms of Republicans and Democrats.
Sure.
I mean, people naturally gravitate towards people of their own kind. And to do that doesn't make you racist.
Yeah. Well, you got these folks out there that it's just that's what they're going to do. It's like it's a sickness. To sit there and look for these reasons and then to say it out loud because they're not true. Even they've got to know it's not true.
But it's almost like when they say it and you deny it, they're like, see, it just makes it worse almost.
Right.
They had
Like you have the audacity to deny it.
Right.
They had some interviewers.
Yeah, you're not allowed to make your case.
The
Yeah.
Rittenhouse case going on right now. They had reporters sitting out in the front of the courthouse, and they were leisurely talking to some of these folks that were wanting Rittenhouse to go to jail.
Right.
And you're listening to them, and you're just kind of like, they're not angry. They're talking, and they're trying to express their point. But in the process of doing it, they're clearly ignorant as fuck.
Right.
They just don't know what they're talking about.
They don't know the facts. They don't know why.
none.
They can't articulate.
Oh, he shot him in the back.
What the
and,
kid did.
just-
Yeah.
They're completely uninformed, and it has everything to do with the power of suggestion that the media has done.
That's correct.
And even right now, we talked about it, I think, on the first half. It sickens me, and it's on my mind. And I don't. It didn't come out. It was supposed to come out. You said, based on what they said earlier, they're split.
Yeah. So the latest.
They haven't gone to a consensus.
Yeah, the latest update I saw is that the judge let them go for the night, and they have not reached a verdict.
This is a sad
this
thing,
is
man.
ongoing, right? So
And I don't know, and this could go. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, to me, it's black and white. It should be clean and cut. This kid should get off. I mean, what is there something we don't know? I mean,
no. I mean, they went through the trial. They presented all the evidence. The prosecution presented their witnesses. The defense their witnesses. I mean, it is a clear-cut case of self-defense. The video makes it completely clear, and the people involved confirmed what the video showed.
Him with the gun itself is like, well, he was 17. He wasn't legally allowed to have it.
And
Well,
that's
the judge threw
not
that out.
true either.
Yeah,
The judge threw that out.
If you have a long barrel, you can operate a gun if it's a long barrel in the state of Wisconsin.
Right.
Yeah, the prosecutor
17.
said that as soon as you bring a gun to a fight, you lose your right to
Right.
use self-defense.
Yeah, I don't think that's true.
If you're the one to bring the gun.
Yeah, but that's our Second Amendment.
Yep.
Well, that's what he
Yeah.
said, though. He goes, you lose that right when you bring the gun of self-defense.
Oh, my God, that prosecutor. I feel bad for the prosecutor. Frankly, maybe it was a ploy. Maybe the prosecutor was acting like that so that they can get this thing thrown out. Maybe they can get it to...
I think they reached a point where it's like, yeah, we need to do what we can to throw this thing. Because it went downhill. Fast.
All right. It says that no verdict has been reached as of yet in the murder trial, with the judge retiring the jury after 8.5 hours of deliberation. So that's not encouraging. So what is the most ridiculously open and shut case, just like the OJ trial? Something bad's going to happen in terms of that being no justice, in terms of an acquittal, in my opinion.
Yeah, that'll be too bad. That'll be too bad.
It's going to change everything if that's the case. It's going to change everything. And there's going to be a shitstorm on both sides, guys. It's not going to be good. What else do you have on your list, Mr.
We ran through all of them.
Did we really?
We did we covered your elk trip.
We did cover the elk trip.
You know, one thing I don't think we really touched on adequately enough was the whole, I don't know did we even talk about it, the whole Aaron Rodgers thing.
No, not really. I mean, he apparently did not want to get vaccinated, and he was very misleading that he said that he was immunized, which made everybody believe that he was vaccinated. And when they found out he was not vaccinated, they were furious.
Yeah, but who was they?
I don't know. I don't know who the they is, but
The pundits, the press,
fuck them.
the Twitter mob.
Yeah.
He is allowed to make a decision about his own damn body, and for them to turn on him like he's
The woke crowd went after him.
The woke crowd went after him, and I don't.
Including Terry Bradshaw. I mentioned that. I'm embarrassed for some of these guys coming out of the woodwork, I'm going to call it anti-American because it goes against your right as an American.
It totally does.
You can't be more un-American than to allow someone not to have the option of that booster or vaccine.
I mean, how is it their damn business?
I know. And now Tony Romo is getting a bunch of shit.
Well, because he seemingly was defending Aaron Rodgers. He said, "Well, I'm glad, I'm glad that he stepped up and admitted that he was wrong for being misleading. And-
He was too easy on him.
And hopefully we can put this past. We can move on.
Right.
We can move
Well,
on.
that's perfect. I think he said that perfectly.
Well, and they were dogging him for not
Without
vilifying him.
Well, I mean, whatever, man. I think he did good without having Tony Romo himself admit or acknowledge how he feels about. He didn't talk about the vaccine,
Right.
And he said, "Oh man, he was wrong. He should have got the vaccine." What he said is that, well, that's too bad that he did that.
Right. That he was being misleading.
Yeah,
Right.
and that
Right.
was his point, which is perfect. I like.
Well,
it.
I said now we've gotten to the point where if you are choosing to be unvaccinated, man, you can't bring it up.
No.
I mean, there's no way. Otherwise, you'll get torched. Absolutely torched. And it's ridiculous.
Crazy.
And again, I'll reiterate for the millionth time, an unvaccinated person has no greater chance of spreading it than a vaccinated person. So
Zero.
this is bullshit. This whole thing is based on total bullshit. Biden's vaccine mandate, all the mandates that are going on, all the vilification, is that a word?
Yes, it is.
Vilification of all the people that are unvaccinated and the restrictions they're putting on people. Like my wife and I, we're trying to figure out where we want to go for vacation, right? We haven't gone on a vacation since the damn COVID thing hit, right? As a family.
Right.
And we want to go on a cruise. Yeah, you can't. You got to be vaccinated.
Yep.
Oh, you want to go
You
to
need to
Europe?
be
You
unvaccinated
can't.
right
You
now?
want to go? You got to be
You
vaccinated.
have to be vaccinated to get on a cruise.
Every single one of them.
Yes.
God.
Yep. I mean, they're basically making it more and more difficult to do anything that you want to do.
Well, that's the goal.
That's the
It's
goal.
like you don't have to get
I wonder if
vaccinated,
it's
but
that
you're
way
not going to be
now.
able to do anything.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean,
Well,
is it still that way? Even though the Fifth Court of Appeals has said that that's
yes, nothing's changed.
Well, I mean, is there opportunity that it will change now?
Maybe.
I don't think so because that whole thing was in place well before Biden did his thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Cruises.
Well, I mean, maybe now they could say, well, if it's not a mandatory thing, maybe we ought to not do it. Plus, let's be honest, cruises don't make a lot of fucking money right now.
Well, I mean, they're not making money off of me because I'm not going on a cruise.
Well, they say what 75% of the population is vaccinated. So there's still a good portion of the population that's vaccinated. There's still a lot of people who take cruises.
Yeah. No, you can't.
So
No,
it's not
I'd
like
love to take a cruise.
it's not like 25% are vaccinated. It's just 75% are vaccinated.
Yeah.
So that's still a good chunk of folks that could still
It's just
do these things.
it's total violation of rights, man. Complete and total violation of rights. And then here's the argument. You're not vaccinated? How dare you put me at risk? How dare you put everyone at risk? How selfish of you. Know your fucking facts. We're not any more at risk, putting you at risk than anybody else.
Yeah.
So shut the hell up.
Suck it.
Yeah, big time. Get educated. Quit just being spoon-fed bullshit from the media. I mean, get educated.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Anyway, now that I'm all
They're all worked up.
Well,
red-faced and flush.
we had mentioned about the upcoming Thanksgiving. We got Christmas coming up right after that.
We do.
And
Boom, boom, boom.
I'll tell you, the one thing, and I mentioned this last. I don't know. I mentioned it before, but what really grinds my gears
What does?
when you have a major holiday on a fucking Saturday.
They should move it to the 24th.
I'm
Well, I get the 24th off instead of. So you still get a day off.
You do.
Yeah, Saturday.
No,
No. Every company is going to give you
a day
a
off.
Christmas break, a
Yeah.
Christmas
I get the
holiday.
And we
I
didn't
get-
get one last year
I get the
regardless of when
24th.
because it was
falls.
on a Saturday last year.
You should get the Christmas Eve off or something then.
Right.
Well, whatever. My point is that they have it on Saturday. That's my point.
Why?
Is that I wish it were
It's
like on
where
a
it
Thursday.
falls.
Yeah.
Christmas is always
Yeah,
on the 25th.
I know, but it's like it's like the calendar fucking you. It's like, oh come on, oh great, thanks.
It's not the government doing it.
No, it isn't.
We blame the Romans.
Yeah,
Who created the calendar? Was it the Romans?
Ooh, I don't know.
No,
The Incans?
No, it was
I think it
Thor.
was the Incans.
Thor.
And that's why the Aztecs and the Incans battled each other because they had two different calendars.
Two different calendars. The
Yeah,
Mayan,
they both invented a star-based calendar.
the Mayan calendar.
the
Yeah.
Mayan calendar,
The Aztecs.
which ended.
Oh, that's right. We're dead.
Yeah,
The world ended already, according to the Mayan calendar.
yeah. Well, maybe it ended a long time ago and we didn't know it.
We're in the Matrix.
That's some creepy ass shit.
Yeah,
So-
you're all into that stuff. You watch these weird shows on the History Channel where
I love history. Everyone loves history. Well, at least I do. And the mysteries of, well, hell, even the Roman. I mean, I was watching something today about Roman concrete. I mean, they still today don't know what the fuck is in Roman concrete.
to where it lasted as long as it did.
Yeah, because this stuff is like indestructible, you know. And
I
it's
think
just like
it's-
they still don't know how they built how they did that.
I think it's human tallow.
What is that? Human.
Would
But they mix it with
Bound it.
excrement.
bound
Right.
it together. No, human tallow. That's when you melt the fat. Tallow.
Yeah, they basically melted like 100,000 slaves to make the cement.
Yeah, and they bound it with the cement stuff.
Yeah.
That's an interesting notion.
It's just-
I mean, I
taste
could
that.
I could think of the potbelly pork, kind of slosh coming off there. It's very gelatinous. I imagine when that hardens, it's kind of like a polymer, you know,
no, no. How
an epoxy sort of deal.
how do you like it that they're still excavating things from the Pompeii eruption?
So get on with it. How long ago was that?
I mean, like 89 AD, and they are still finding like amazingly preserved.
Humans.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's not just the little ash things, but they're like
well, they're petrified. Yeah, they're the conditions of when the hot gases came down and killed everybody in the village, followed by the ash. It was so instantaneous that it perfectly like
preserved them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it just
it
just
basically
froze them in time. It sucked all the oxygen. It's like
correct.
it's like putting someone in a vacuum bag.
It basically
Right. Yep.
baked them and then put like a coating of concrete on them.
So archaeologists in Italy have unveiled a ceremonial chariot they discovered near the ancient Roman city of Pompeii.
Yeah, it's amazing. They're still like every single time they build like they do like a construction project. This happens a lot in Jerusalem.
This was in
too.
February of
Right.
2021. So they found bodies of rich man and enslaved discovered in Pompeii. Sorcerers treasure trove found in Pompeii.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Sorcerer?
Well, it says
Sorcerer.
sorcerer's treasure trove.
Like a wizard?
Well,
It was a wizard.
Like
Yeah.
Merlin?
yeah, like Merlin.
It was
Sorcerer's
They
Yeah.
found
it
Merlin?
was,
treasure
it was
trove.
Gandalf.
Gandalf the
The Grey.
black. Because he
Gandalf
was
the
Yes,
Great.
great. Racist.
Well, actually, let me see if I can't pull that up. Sorcerer's treasure trove, because it seems very specific. The Pompeii archaeologists uncover a sorcerer treasure trove. Let's see, they've got a bunch of little
Sorcerer.
figures. Archaeologists working in the buried Roman city of Pompeii said that they have uncovered a sorcerer's treasure trove of artifacts, including good luck charms, mirrors, and glass butt beads. Oh no, just beads.
Like a
most-
wand? Did he have a
Yeah.
wand?
They weren't anal beads.
They're more like trinkets, it looks like. So I'm looking up here. You see there's like little crystals. And so most of the
Looks like a
items would have
bull.
belonged to women. A room with a bodies of 10 victims, including women and children, was excavated in the same house. Now, this was engulfed by
Amazing.
a volcanic eruption by Mount Vesuvius in AD 79. So this was like
Amazing.
that was fucking 2,000 years ago.
I know. That's what I'm
almost.
saying. I mean, what an absolute unique situation for archaeology to uncover how sophisticated they were, what they ate, what they traded, how they lived.
And some of the
Amazing.
artifacts that they find
Amazing.
are amazing. So I want to back up a little bit because not necessarily on this specific one, but with the Pompeii, they found trinkets like stone carvings of something smaller than the size of a baseball. It was kind of a glass. It had multicolors on it,
Mhm.
and it was magnetic, but it was magnetic in certain spots. So if you were to take something like a piece of metal, it would stick to certain spots of the baseball size.
Oh,
And
weird.
when you hold the baseball up, there are different colors, like it's translucent. So
They
anyways,
found that in Pompeii.
yeah, they found some of that. They found it all over that region. But it's just amazing. It's kind of, how do they make that?
Right.
Because there's an astrological map that they put on there
Right.
of the solar system, and you kind of like, holy shit. So the people that are making this know what the planets are.
Right.
That, how the hell do they know that? I mean, Galileo came up with that in the fucking 1600s.
Yeah.
So
It's the
I mean,
star charts from like early human history are amazing to me as well.
I
So they're
get
going
into
through
it.
different artifacts that they pulled out of Pompeii, and one that what I'm drawing attention to is, I guess they have the people. They're like stone.
So what is your fascination with that? Just the fact that they were so well preserved?
Yeah, just what
Did any have any tattoos or anything that were?
Big American flag across the back.
yeah, and that's
Let's
one
go,
with-
Brandon.
Well, it says, "Let's go,
Ta-
Brandon."
tramp stamp.
That'll be funny.
Yeah, so apparently, they knew this was coming. Anyway,
That's funny.
I just think it's amazing.
It is amazing, man. I tell you that, some of the stuff that you find that you can't explain. Like one of them was the rock I told you, and I know I'll have to do a sidebar with you guys later and show you what I'm talking about, because if we could pull it up, but I don't even know what the hell it's called. It's a star chart disc rock with magnetic points on it. But outside of that, I mean, things that they find in the earth that are unveiled, like these crystal skulls, those glass skulls
Those
that they're
Indiana
finding.
Jones.
That was Indiana Jones.
This is in real life.
And
All
here,
right?
when you take all those and put them in their
Forget
rightful
about
places,
that part. The point
it's a spaceship.
about the skulls that are significant
Oh.
is that they tried to reproduce them, and you can't reproduce them. You simply can't reproduce these skulls. The Japanese went through it looked just like it, but under a microscope you could tell the difference of the way these the glass is shaped. And the thing about these skulls, I think there's 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. And people have some opinions. I feel it's always cold. Well, it's whatever, man. Fucking, I mean, if you touch a big fucking piece of glass, yeah, it is always cold.
right?
And they say some vibrate, and who knows, because really glass has a memory, just like water does. Water has a memory. I mean, there are some components that we have no idea how to tap into, and we're just now starting to learn. I mean, we are now starting to find out that we can etch on a little piece of glass, and we could put like a terabyte on a fucking stamp size piece of glass.
Right.
I don't know how they do that. Laser etching, right?
I have no idea.
So is that something that you when they do the laser etching
They do on diamonds as well.
on diamonds? That's amazing.
They'll put real small, like, serial numbers on diamonds to identify your diamond.
Do they
Diamond etching, yes.
So the etching that they do on these, is this kind of like a microfiche etching?
It's very, 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 very small. Yes.
So it's not a data like you can download it. So when they say they could put
Like storing data on it.
yeah, you're not storing data on the disk.
Oh,
Like you can
no.
pop it into like a thumb drive.
It's like numbers and shit like that.
So it's literally an etching of binary code.
Right. I don't know.
Well, that's amazing. So the thing about the skulls that are amazing, it's just that the fact that they're perfect. So when I say perfect, it's just like, the distance. They're so smooth. They've been around. It's like someone's been rubbing them forever.
Where'd they find them?
In random places all over the planet.
Oh wow.
So you'd have to.
Any in Prosper?
I think in the South America for sure.
Gunter.
Let me see. Origin of the glass skulls.
I really think that's an Indiana Jones movie.
Well, it kind of was. So
It was.
many crystal skulls claimed to be pre-Columbian, usually attributed to the Aztec or the Maya civilizations. Is what this one article is saying. So where do they come from? Basically Mexico and Central America. So I misspoke. I thought some were found on the Middle East. But I guess they're mostly from the South, Mexico and Central America.
Interesting.
Anyway, so I like that kind of stuff. I love the History Channel's Ancient Aliens. I've a lot of that stuff is crazy, and then the people on there are hilarious too, with a big freaking blown out hairstyle. And well, I'll tell you what, if
Right.
this airplane, if they didn't know how to do it back then, how did they learn how to do it? If I guess it must have been aliens. I'm not
Right.
saying it's aliens, but how did they learn how to do it? If
We're
there
gonna
were
see-
aliens,
We're going
Yeah.
to see Sean on one of those episodes one
Oh,
day.
God.
I'm
They-
surprised he
the way
hasn't
their
already been
tones are, it reminds me of like an episode from one of those little cartoon.
there. The Muppets,
God damn it! The
South Park.
Yeah, thank you, South Park. I was like, hey, doo. How'd you get that so fast? That's amazing.
You thinking cartoons? I know.
South Park.
I'm thinking
the cartoons that were obnoxious.
Sean would like. South Park.
Actually, I don't watch South Park.
I was
going to
go through all the Hanna-Barbera cartoons. We could do that again.
No, let's not.
Yeah.
I know. Here it comes. Very uncomfortable now.
So
I
what do
think
we
you have traumatized by the Hanna-Barbera cartoons at some point in
Yeah.
your life.
Yeah. Well,
Did-
it was the
did we
Triceratops.
beat the shit out of the folks yet? Did we chat about the collusion between the National School Board Association?
We
Did-
briefly talked
We
about it.
briefly talked about it, but we didn't really get into the meat of this.
Well, we kind of went sideways and talked about the Fort Worth guy with his little militia, his
Yeah,
1,000
that was
soldiers.
kinda- Dude, that's too much. You show up to something like that, you know what? See, that's you get people like that show up, and which is fine. Say your piece, but it's intimidating.
Oh, he completely intimidated and
It's intimidating.
and threatened the people there.
And you got at that point you have to stand up. It says, look, I disagree with you, and I would have
Right.
said, I was like, history needs to be taught, but you don't need to tell. It does. We don't need to be talking shit about white folks, just like you said. They don't need to be teaching people that white people are bad.
Right.
I wonder if he's on like the no-fly list now.
No, probably not.
I mean, they got his name over everywhere. I'm sure the FBI is on him like stink on shit.
I don't know.
You would think,
probably
but-
not. Probably not.
I mean,
Yeah.
if I lived in that area, I would come dressed in a flak suit, just totally decked out, just like him. That I would be his nemesis, showing up at these meetings.
You'd be in a tactical kilt
Yeah, I like that.
That would be cool.
and a beret.
And then you'd get knocked to the ground. You would totally get knocked to the ground,
No,
and
no.
And he
you
would
would
just,
be
like, bead
handcuffed
shot
and you'd be hauled
everyone.
away. Oh, you'd be roughed up so fast, Sean, compared to the other guy. I can guarantee it.
What do you mean roughed up?
If you showed up at that school board meeting, where
Oh,
not
you
the
mean they'd
not
give
the
me such a
tactical
hard
kilt,
time.
not the tactical kilt part, but if you were acting like he was, you would be like that dad of the daughter that got raped in the
Right.
bathroom, that got knocked to the ground and
Right.
handcuffed and carried away.
They let the,
Yeah,
they
but
let the other
but
folks go.
he didn't. I mean, he could have shut up. I mean, he said his piece like he was supposed to.
I know, but they didn't bother him. The police did escort him out.
Oh. Did they really knock him down?
No, I mean I'm talking about the black guy in the Fort Worth deal.
One of the things, one of the
He
la-
was escorted out by the police, but I'm just saying, had it been you talking, like that and all this kind of stuff, they probably would have dragged you away from the
Before
No,
your
scene.
what
minute
I'm
was over.
saying is that I want to show up at the next event that he's going to be at,
I know.
and I want to come in my gear.
It's not
And
going
when
to
he
end well.
says, and he turns around and looks at everybody and says, I think anyone's got a problem with it, I'm going to stand up and say, I have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Bitch.
And they'll call you a white supremacist,
That's
a
okay.
white nationalist,
I'm all right
white
with that.
winger, psycho.
Look how he's dressed.
Mhm.
Dressed all like a
Oh,
militia.
Totally. There's no equal treatment right now
Right.
No, I'm
at
gonna
all.
keep some grape Kool-Aid packet in my back right pocket.
For what? What's that for?
I'm trying to build some trends here to
Grape Kool-Aid packet.
What's the significance of the grape Kool-Aid
I'm
packets?
I'm cultural.
Oh boy.
I'm just saying, look, you can't assume just because I come in tactical gear that I'm a white supremacist. Come on.
But that's what
Well, as soon as you talk, they'll label you that.
that's the narrative.
What if I say I love black people?
They wouldn't believe you.
They wouldn't believe you.
Oh,
Oh, it's just like, well, I have a black friend. Well,
It's just like Biden calling Rittenhouse a white supremacist. They knew nothing
Yeah.
about this kid.
nothing
about
where's the where are the repercussions on that?
Nothing. No, nowhere. Actually, I'm hopeful that he is acquitted, and then he goes on a
Sues the
a
shit
lawsuit,
out of
a lawsuit
the fucking
fest.
planet.
That's what I hope. But I mean, already they're deadlocked.
yeah.
So I mean, what should have been very straightforward justice for the kid.
Yeah, usually the ones that are the no-brainers, they're in and out. I mean, this is crazy that they're. So does that mean
Not
that
good.
they're tied, or does that?
Somebody is not agreeing with someone else.
It has to be
So,
unanimous.
but we don't know what the ratio is.
We don't.
All right. So,
But someone on there thinks he's guilty.
All
One
it
of the
takes, all it
six
takes is
people.
one.
yeah. So there's 6 people on there,
12.
and
It's 12.
one of them. No, they said they brought it down to 6 because Rittenhouse, they were drawing the numbers out of the thing today. There was 12.
I did see that.
Well, there were like 18. There were like 18 jurors, and they had to pick which ones were going to be the final 12. But I'm almost certain it's 12. I mean, it's always 12.
All right, so Rittenhouse draws. Oops, that was a video. I didn't mean to do that. Rittenhouse draws 6 numbers to whittle down the jury. So maybe he drew 6 numbers for people to leave.
Right.
Maybe that's what it was.
Okay. That
18
makes
to
sense.
12.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So jury deliberation expected to start next week. Will include consideration of 6.
Do you think those 6 that were let go were like completely relieved because they don't want to
Probably.
deal with the drama
The
of
fallout.
the fallout and the protests and
I don't know.
the looting?
Well, I mean,
We'll find out
let
tomorrow.
it go to court again. I mean, look, it's been a year. I mean, this kid's life, this sucks for him no matter what.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, he made the decision to do what he did, and you know, like it or not, to put himself in an adult position like that, there are adult consequences, and he did that.
Well, and so
He knew what he was getting into when he was carrying that gun.
Yeah.
He knew what he
we can
would get to
debate
when he
whether
showed up.
we can have a debate whether it's a good idea for him to do any of this.
Yeah, well, I mean, from a humanitarian standpoint, when he shows up there during the day and he's got a brush and some bristle brush and some water and he's cleaning up the graffiti everywhere, but really, the fact that he went out there to try to, you know, he's carrying a weapon to protect himself.
no, to protect businesses.
Yeah, well, to protect himself.
No, to protect businesses. That's why he went there.
Well, okay. Well, but also to protect businesses from fire. But I'm saying he brought the gun to protect himself. Okay, he went there to protect the businesses by trying to put out the fires. You know, because that's basically that Rosenbaum douche. From what I gather, initially got upset because he was putting out fires in the dumpster. So he set a fire in a dumpster, was pushing it down the fucking street, and in comes Rittenhouse and puts it out. Fire extinguisher, it's out. Fucking calls him the N-word and he takes off. I mean,
Insane.
that's how that shit starts. And you know, but let's back up 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months ago. There was some individual that was kind of doing the same thing, and he gets, you know, they have he's on the ground and someone punts his fucking head. Remember that?
Oh yeah, you're right.
You know, just like a fucking melon. I mean, look, if I were Rittenhouse and I just saw that because that came out previous,
Yeah, it did.
you know, so I'm like, man, look, I'm not getting my head kicked in.
Right.
And if this guy, and they're coming out, I mean, it's tribal. I mean, look at all the people that's around him.
Yeah.
And there are people taking video, and you can hear it in the tone of their voice.
Get him.
That and like, oh shit, he's gonna get beat up now. And I just like,
It's just the
what type of person
they're
sits
just
there and laughs at things and thinks that the mentality, the humanitarian.
we suck.
I mean, we're pathetic. I mean, as a human race.
I mean, look at the rape on the subway in Philadelphia.
Oh yeah,
was
raped for 40 minutes.
Right, and nobody did anything.
There were
and
10
they
people
filmed
there.
it. And they filmed it.
10 people were in the same car and they filmed it instead of helping her.
I mean, we suck. This is a world devoid of God. It really is.
Well, I think it just takes the right person to be there. I know if I were there, I would
I
not
would
have
have
let
done
it
something.
happen.
I can promise you.
But I guess it's tough if you're by yourself. I don't know, man. I don't care. I would have gotten involved in it. I probably would have got hurt, but I don't care. What's right is right.
I'm with you.
Some of these other folks, if they're older, they can't handle it. I
Well,
get
the older
it.
folks probably were not filming. It was probably a bunch of younger folks.
God, it just makes me sick to my
Yeah,
stomach.
but did anyone call 911?
No,
That's the disturbing part.
they went through 10 stops, I think, before someone finally called 911.
That's unbelievable.
How
I
does
don't know.
one? I've been on those damn trains. How
I don't
does
know.
one do that?
I don't know. I just, for the life of me, I can't understand it. And they said they were going to pursue. They have video inside the car, and they're going to pursue.
Those
Who-
people that were going like this.
Yep,
With their
who those
phones.
people are, and they're going to. I mean, because I think there's got to be some law about. It's kind of like you know how with a wreck you're required to stop.
Right.
I mean, I think there's probably some laws like that.
I don't know.
All right. How about what? Isn't there like there's a fantastic movie on Netflix right now.
Red.
Red Notice. Watched it last night.
How was it?
Is it good?
It was good. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
It was stupid, but it
I
was
can't. I
entertaining.
can't believe that it was on Netflix. I thought it was in the movie theaters.
No. It was entertaining.
Yeah, I really want to watch that.
Yeah.
There's a number of movies I'm excited about. I'm excited about the new Matrix movie.
Yeah.
I'm excited about.
I'm curious to see how they reboot that because the previews make it look like everyone's back in the Matrix again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, you can reboot the Matrix as many times as you want, right?
I guess.
Yeah. Well, and then there's Dune. You saw Dune.
Saw Dune.
It was really good.
I watched like 15 minutes and I passed out. I was out. I was out.
For Dune?
Yeah, I just fell asleep. I was tired.
Yeah.
I tell you what I saw last night was Love Hard.
Love Hard.
Yeah. Love Hard, it's a Christmas movie.
Oh.
And
Is it like a new release?
I guess it's like number 2 or 3 on Netflix right now. But it's basically this Asian
Oh, I saw that where he fakes his Tumblr or whatever it was.
his account.
His account.
Yeah, so he claims to be someone who's not. And he attracts this woman and she surprisingly, they're talking for months. And he's not that charismatic, but I guess he does have a swimmingly fantastic, buoyant personality.
And he's a great writer. This is
Yeah.
based on the same story where,
It's a Hallmark movie on Netflix.
and then another guy acts like he goes in his place because he's too afraid to.
like Roxanne.
Well, whatever. You
Yeah,
guys got to
what
watch
is
it.
Cyrano de Bergerac.
It's not a
Right.
it's an okay movie. It was cute. All right, let's just put it there. It was cute, and we'll
Okay.
just leave it at
It
that.
was a Hallmark movie. You watched it by yourself?
That's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
I just gave you a bunch of shit.
I know.
All right. Well, that's a good one to watch.
Yeah.
Oh, there was another one.
I think she was in Vampire Diaries, right?
Really?
The girl from Vampire
Did
Diaries?
she have something to do with this bourbon?
Yeah, what's her name? Nina something?
Stephanie Chang.
No. Nina Dobrev. Yeah, that's the chick from Vampire Diaries.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, that's her.
I've never seen the
She made this
Vampire
bourbon,
Diaries. Yeah,
right?
she made this bourbon.
Yeah, her bathwater.
There was another really
That's
anticipated
really
movie, and I
gross.
can't remember the name of it now.
What it tastes like.
The
What,
Eternals.
what do you think about the Ghostbusters with Paul Rudd?
Is it out yet?
No, I think it's soon.
Is
Very
it-
soon.
Oh, is this supposed to be like a creepy one?
I don't know.
Oh man, that would be cool.
I don't know.
It's
But
the grandkids, is what it is.
is that what it is?
Yeah, it's the grandkids of.
So when a single mom and her 2 kids arrive in a small town, they begin to discover their connection to the original Ghostbusters and the secret legacy that their grandfather left behind.
There
Yeah.
you go. Well, that'd be cool. That'd
Oh.
be a good reboot after they blew the stupid all-woman Ghostbuster movie.
Yeah.
I never even saw it.
Yeah, I saw parts of it, but it's just come
It
on.
was bad.
Who's that actor right there?
it's Paul Rudd.
I
Paul
like
Rudd.
Paul Rudd. He's funny.
He is really funny. He's an Ant-Man.
Yeah, I like Ant-Man too. Oh, what's his name? Wow, Ant-Man's good. I'm trying to look at my my list here of other.
This is 40.
Movies.
He's in This Is 40 with that movie's freaking hilarious.
What is that movie about?
Being 40,
Yeah, being 40.
turning 40 with kids and
Pretty much.
life.
He's a dude like us.
It's
And what's bad is when you're 40 and you're just like, God, my life sucks.
And then you turn 50.
Yeah. Right. Your life sucks and your body hurts.
Yeah. Well, there you have it.
I believe he was just named the sexiest man alive.
Really, Paul Rudd?
There you go. Yes.
Why? He's like a mini me.
I don't know. I don't get it.
He's 52-year-old. He's 52 as well.
There we go.
Sexiest man alive.
Sexiest man alive. Wow.
I disagree.
You don't find him hot?
He's cute.
1960. Yeah, he's actually a month older than I am.
So let's go into our Styx concert. All right. So this past weekend was actually kind of cool.
It was Friday evening.
Yeah, Friday was tough, man. I had to travel, so I had to get a rental, and man, we had this all planned out. We went to go see Styx.
Uh-huh.
And
Domo Obligato.
Oh, Mr. Regato.
Isn't
Yeah,
that what?
At Choctaw.
Chatika
Choctaw.
Somebody-doo-wah. That was
No.
my version of it.
Yeah.
No, that's not
You
the right
missed.
version.
You missed it.
Yeah. But
Yeah, you're talking about Jerry's text.
I'm wearing
Yes.
my
It was
Styx
really
shirt right
funny.
now.
It was really funny.
You are wearing your stick shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. Barely
Look at that.
fits.
That's exciting.
Looks sausagey.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I don't know
Sausage.
exactly who
I
were
can say that
original
'cause mine
members. I
does
think
too.
2 were original members if I'm not mistaken. I think James Young and Tommy Shaw.
The 2 guitarists, Tommy Shaw and they consider tall, but I don't think he's as tall as. I think Tommy Shaw is just really, really short.
Yeah, and so the other ones though, like the drummer and the funny piano guy,
Crotch man.
Crotch Man, they were older musicians. They may not have been the originals, but they've been with the band or friends with the band forever.
It's like 20
So
plus years.
Lawrence,
Right.
Who? Hold on. Who's the accordion? It was Dennis DeYoung.
Dennis Young was the original.
Yeah, he's not there obviously, but
So who took
Tommy
over?
Shaw.
Yeah, but who was the pianist?
I don't
The
know
penis.
his name. I don't know his
I did
name.
not say that.
Anyway, he was quite boisterous. Like he was jumping around and river dancing and
Shaking his junk
shaking
everywhere.
his junk and being very over the top.
Yeah, he
Is
was.
Todd Zuckerman for the drums. Which
He was good.
Yeah, he was.
He
great.
was awesome.
Who's the big four-headed motherfucker?
Well, they talking about the large guy.
James Young.
That's James Young.
Yeah.
He's
All
one
right.
of the originals, I think.
Yeah, him, Tommy Shaw,
Him and Tommy Shaw.
the
yeah.
two are Ridge, and then you had the singer. I don't know his name, but he was wearing tight white. I don't know if they were leather pants or what, but he liked to stand up there, kind of with his legs spread, and like shake his junk around.
Oh yeah,
What the
you're talking
hell's
about
his
the
name?
pianist.
Yes, the singer.
Yeah, he sang a lot. I mean, his voice wasn't bad though.
Well, he sang all the Dennis DeYoung songs,
Right.
right? And then
Yeah.
Tommy Shaw sings a lot as well. He sang a lot more than I realized.
So when did Dennis DeYoung die?
He didn't, die. He,
Or he quit like in 19? That must have been a long time. So is it Lawrence
90s.
Gowan?
they
Yes.
split.
Yeah, it's Lawrence Gowan.
James Young is because I put in here who plays the keyboard. Oh, hold on. We have up here.
We'll go down to the
Looking at
members.
Are you kidding
Wikipedia
me?
here.
We can't find. We have fucking Google. We still can't find who this guy is.
Go to members.
I mean, I'm looking at it. I put members on there. It's got nothing. It's got the Dennis DeYoung, Lawrence Gowan.
Lawrence Gowan is the singer.
So he the pianist then,
The penis.
the guy with the pianist.
Yes. So Lawrence Gowan's the singer. He did good. Again, he was a little over the top singing, and
He was.
Junk
it was still,
shaking.
it was still a great concert.
he would play his keyboards, his back to the crowd, as he shook his ass at you. Wow, that's a much younger
much younger.
picture.
So he had a kind of a cool setup though, where the keyboard could go 360. Right? He could.
Yeah, he'd spin it around.
Yeah, he could spin it, and he had this cool kind of pedestal that we would climb up on. It was actually a pretty cool setup. There's the James Young, yeah. Anyway, so it was. I thought it was a cool concert. I mean,
I thought they sounded good. I mean, when they first came out, they sounded like shit.
Yeah, you guys were worried about it when
the
they
sound
first came
sounded
out.
like shit.
Well, anytime they try to integrate the sound system, it sounded it was just overall. And this is gonna sound like if you're too old, if it's too loud, you're too old. But no, it was like it's like they went in there and like beat the shit out of the sound system to warm it up. I guess I don't know, but it was just like
then
caustic.
obviously they adjusted it.
They
right?
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they worked on it, and it sounded better about halfway through that first song.
But they do a sound check.
Well, when you
So
fill
why-
it with people,
It
changes the sound,
Changes things. Okay,
right?
yeah, I get
So
it.
you have to tweak.
Yep,
They get
I
it close, and then they'll tweak it. So
That makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, they sounded good. They played all their hits, and then they played some of their new stuff. I think when they were live, we were just like, maybe. And then we listened to the album on the way back home. We were just like,
Yeah,
it's not that. It was very, I think, generic.
I think when we were getting caught up in the concert and they played the new stuff, I thought it was like didn't sound bad, right?
Well, you get the harmonies that they do, right? So you're like, oh, everyone likes harmonies.
Right. And then we did. We listened to the new stuff in the car and it was underwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even
Yeah,
Barry,
well,
Barry was saying that
The
he
thing about it, is
listened to that whole album and he was like,
they've got
meh.
they've got a significant sound to them, and to me, it's something that just needs to be in the past. Hold on. It just needs to be something that that they don't need to remake what that old
Right.
shit, the
Hard
retro
to,
sound.
hard to build on
It's
that.
like a retro sound, so it's just like, dude, you need to end it. Just
Just play the hits, make your money.
It is really interesting that these bands can't seem to make albums and still be successful.
I can't
Like on the
believe
new
we can't
album.
find that dude's name.
Ooh, Lawrence
one?
Gowan.
The pianist.
Yeah,
It's
he's-
Lawrence Gowan.
Lawrence Gowan.
It's right there.
Lawrence Henry Gowan. He's a Scottish-Canadian musician born in Glasgow, raised in Scarborough, Ontario.
So he was the one doing the river dance up on the.
Correct.
Yes.
He was the guy jumping around, being kind of silly.
Man, that dude. Look,
Lots of energy.
as crazy and gay as I thought it was, he's got some energy.
Yeah, well, and he's old.
And I thought for sure he was gonna fall off the fucking.
Yeah, the
piano.
dude's old. Anyway, it was an enjoyable concert.
All right,
All right,
well,
so
we're
all right.
ready.
So yeah, that was it.
We're
That was
ready.
it. That's our wrap. So we have Brothers Bond. We were not overly impressed with that. We did Clyde Mays, Alabama style on the first.
Yeah.
That was
And
good.
it's good. I'm gonna have another little sample, and
All right.
good.
All
Anybody
right.
else?
Thanks for
No,
hanging
I'm
with
good.
us. I'm Paul,
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Sean.
and this is
Dudes like us.
Dudes
Loving
Like
it.
Us.
All right,
Have
this
a
is
good
great,
night.
man. Happy holidays. We'll see you soon.